Donald Trump is arrested for being the best president that America has ever seen. No mugshot, unfortunately. We found out last night. No mugshot. I said no perp walk, no mugshot, no courtroom cameras. Alvin Bragg is a bum. Maybe the Republicans were right about Alvin Bragg. It seems criminal, in my opinion, denying us of our basic humanity, our basic rights. I know it's the judge decision. Again, criminal judge. Alvin Bragg is a criminal for letting the judge get away with it. The fact that we can't get our juicy crumbs of this man who has been in the minds of, oh, wait, coming out. CNN said that Trump apparently wants his mugshot taken. Yeah, no shit, he wants his mugshot taken because he understands content. You know who doesn't understand content? God judges. Bro, he's already selling mugshots. He already started selling mugshots. This is the ugliest shirt of all time. The real thing would be an incredible, like, iconic moment in history. We were robbed. We were robbed of that. My man literally took a photo. He already is selling a fake mugshot. He's already selling it. This is an industrious individual, okay?
Delay was. Remember, this was set for 2:15. We are hearing from one source inside.
He looks so sad. President, I'm coming to save you, sir. Sir, I'm coming to save you. Donald Trump is going to be speaking later. So because Donald Trump is not a regular person, because he's like wealthy and also, you know, was the president, he does this arraignment and then he goes back to Florida. He's going to fly back to Florida and he's going to do a press release at Mar-a-Lago later today. There's going to be a lot of Trump speeches. First one coming, I believe, 6 hours from now. So he's going to do a bunch of rallies off this. He's going to use this as forward momentum for his campaign. Like I said, he already started selling a fake mugshot, which is really bullshit, honestly. Like, the fact that we can't get access to his real mugshot is really silly. New Yorkers are mostly outside celebrating. Yeah, it seems like the pro-Trump protesters outside were a flop and that it's mostly just people doing pack-watch shit. It's mostly people just celebrating, it seems. Why? What is happening? What the hell's going on? I don't like this. Where's the law and order? Why are they partying? Here are some of the first images from inside of the courtroom. This is CNN showing the first images from inside of the courtroom at the moment. I am going to go to CNN right now, live coverage, to see what they're doing. Look at Joey Tacopina.
Jake, I mean, that's a man who looks like a defendant. You know, the former
wow,
president.
incredible analysis. Thank you. What? Quick Trumpo math. So it's 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in New York State. That means typically 1 to 4 years per charge. This Manhattan DA case alone puts Trump in jeopardy between 34 and 136 years in New York State. No, I don't know. Like, don't look at liberals. They're going crazy. That's insane, dude. What the fuck? No, that's not how this, let me tell you something. This is an otherwise relatively inconsequential case. Okay. In other circumstances, mismanagement of campaign funds have led to just a regular fine. Okay. A fine that can go all the way up to like $800,000. You know, they've done this before. Plenty of other former presidents have paid a fine. The idea that like he would go to prison maximum, if he would go to prison to begin with, is silly. But like, let's say they hit him with the book and the case actually sticks. He would most likely, I mean, it would be like 1 to 4. Like, the misdemeanor charge is 1 year. The felony one is 4. Felony is much harder to stick anyway because you have to have intent and you have to show intent to basically defraud voters by hiding something specifically for the election and not for any other fucking reason. He would not see a single day in prison. Like, that's not a thing. No matter how shitty his crackpot lawyer team is, the likelihood that he would like actually serve a prison sentence is unimaginably low. It's just not even a thing, in my opinion. We're talking those, yeah, the sentencing that they're showing you, the sentencing that they're showing you is literally maximum sentences. You're saying won't invade Ukraine, Omega Law? I mean, sure, but you can keep pointing to that as much as you want, but hopefully it is like my Russia won't invade Ukraine take, and Trump will go to jail for 137 years, dude. Yeah, trust the plan, guys. Also, yeah, prosecutors told Judge Merchant that Trump's social media posts are irresponsible and threatening, and they're seeking a protection order for Discover. it's understandable. Yeah, those social media posts are threatening. They're actually more threatening than if someone who is currently in court was like literally verbally threatening. Yeah, not Discover. If you were in court and you were like openly fucking threatening the judge or saying shit about the judge's daughter, that would definitely be up for consideration. Like Alex Jones, when he did the same shit when he was in court for defamation, they literally fucking that did not seem favorable to the jury in that circumstance. Trump is doing the exact same thing. It's probably even more significant than that because Donald Trump also has millions of fucking followers. Obviously, you can't really do anything about it. Like, I don't know, like they would not be able to hold him in contempt of court, I think, because like people would go absolute bananas mode. But I mean, he will probably keep pushing the boundaries of acceptability. The indictment is out. The grand jury of the county of New York by this indictment accuses the defendant of the crime of falsifying business records in the first degree in violation of Penal Law 175.10 committed as follows. The defendant in the county of New York and elsewhere on or about February 14th, 2017 with the intent to defraud and intent to commit another crime and aid and conceal the commission thereof, made and caused a false entry in the business records of an enterprise, to wit, an invoice for Michael Cohen dated February 14, 2017, marked as a record of the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust and kept and maintained by the Trump Organization. The second count is falsifying business records in the first degree, which is the detailed general ledger for the Donald J. Revocable Trust bearing voucher number 842457. It's just like the every single voucher number individually. That's how they got to 37 charges, and including the check, including like every single instance. Here's the press release. District Attorney Bragg announced 34 count felony indictment. The indictment of Donald Trump for falsifying New York business records in order to conceal damaging information and unlawful activity from American voters before and after the 2016 election. During the election, Trump and others employed a catch and kill scheme to identify, purchase, and bury negative information about him and boost his electoral prospects. Trump then went to great lengths to hide this conduct, causing dozens of false entries in business records to conceal criminal activity, including attempts to violate state and federal election laws. It seems like overall, there isn't anything more severe. It is what they thought it was going to be. It is what everyone was speculating. There is no like additional charges or anything. From the New York Times, the charges against Mr. Trump are all Class E felonies, which are the lowest category of felony offense in New York, can carry a maximum prison sentence of 4 years per count. Under New York law, falsifying business records is generally a misdemeanor, but prosecutors can escalate the charge when they believe a person falsified business records in order to commit another crime to hide the committing of a crime. Yeah, that is what everyone has been speculating about nonstop. That's what everyone thought was the case, and that's why everyone was like, oh, this is going to be not that big of a deal. This is not going to be that big of a deal. This is not going to be that big of a deal. And they're right. Ultimately, this is, we're talking about, what? I'm trying to hold on a moment. What is this? Oh. Hold on. Let's watch this real quick.
Just as much as the president.
The former president swinging a baseball bat at the head of the Manhattan DA.
Well, I don't know where you got that, because if
that was a tweet sent out by the former president.
No, it wasn't. And first of all, that picture was not swinging a baseball bat. If you want to distort the facts, go right ahead. I want to address that. Yes, it is. He wasn't swinging a baseball bat.
I want to fucking swing a baseball bat myself over here.
An American-made bat. Someone else put a picture of the district attorney next to him, and in an article posted that. That's not his article. That's not his photos. Today's unsealing of this indictment shows that the rule of law died in this country, because while everyone is not above the law, no one's below it either. And if this man's name was not Donald J. Trump, there is no scenario we'd all be here today. Please understand that based on these charges.
Like, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But that's also partially because, like, we are so used to people who are rich being above the law. That's the only reason. You cook the books in a similar capacity like this, you're gonna get fucking fined. You're gonna get punished. But when a business owner does shit like this, okay? When a business owner does shit like this, it's basically seen as just like a minor offense that you could just pay a fine and move on with. That's it. Why is this guy putting a leg up there? I don't even understand. Why did they choose such a weak thing to go after? It's Trump. Wouldn't there be more serious you can get him on? Yes. And there are two other investigations that are currently ongoing that are about more significant charges. This is just New York. There's the DOJ one for January 6th, and then there's the Georgia one for, trying to change the outcome of an election. Those are much better. The Georgia case especially is very, I think the Georgia case is the best one out of all of them. Oh, there's also the classified documents one too from the Department of Justice. There's two on Department of Justice. There's the January 6th one and the classified documentation one. But that one is just like, I think, obstruction of an investigation or something. Like the documents one is you know, who knows? Who knows what happens? There he is, our beautiful boy. Juicy in what way? Better evidence? Just like the crime and the charges that might come along with that crime. David Pecker is going to be a star witness. August 2015. August 2015, the key meeting that set up a catch-and-kill election scheme is Pecker, Trump, and Cohen. 2016, Pecker, Trump, Cohen, series of discussions suppressing Karen McDougal's story. Post-election, Trump meets to thank Pecker. And in the summer of 2017, Trump invites Pecker to dinner to thank him for his help during the campaign. Evidence this was election-driven contra the Melania John Edwards defense. Because remember, we need to recall that like something like this happened in the past. John Edwards was able to get away by claiming that it was specifically to you know, killing of a story was specifically done to save his marriage, which might not be true, but it doesn't matter. You can at least claim it. So it's hard. It's hard to, like, elevating these to a felony makes it very hard to defend. The defendant directed lawyer A to delay making a payment to woman 2 as long as possible. He instructed lawyer A that if they could delay the payment until after the election, they could avoid paying altogether, because at that point, it would not matter if the story became public. As reflected in the... Dude, okay, that's actually kind of solid. So they are stupid enough to fucking routinely admit. This is one of those... this is like, I told you. I told you. They're so dumb that, like, they're dumb enough to just openly admit why they were doing such a thing. I just don't fucking understand how you can get away with being this brazen with your criminal misconduct. It blows my mind. I told you, when the facts came out, I told you, the only way to, like, get them on a felony instead of a misdemeanor is if there is enough evidence that they are openly being like, we are going to do this because of the election and no other reason. And it seems like they did do that. That blows my fucking mind. There's no interest in covering your fucking tracks. There's no interest in trying to even attempt to hide or create plausible deniability. That blows my fucking mind. It's literally like, it's like getting, oh my God, caught after a successful bank robbery because you literally have a sign on you that says, I did a bank robbery at, you know, this exact location and the money I have on me is literally from this bank robbery. I don't understand. I know that part of the reason why Donald Trump thinks he can get away with this shit is because he has his entire life. He's gotten away with it. He's failed upwards his entire life. He failed a fucking casino business. Think about it. Stake.com. Think about how much casinos just literally print money. And this motherfucker bankrupted a casino even after he got millions from his dad to keep the casino afloat. So his entire life, he has run around getting away with it. That probably creates a sense of entitlement and a unfounded confidence that you will never be held accountable. And in many respects, he didn't. Just like you. Yeah, I know. I'm always getting away with doing crimes. But this is like mind-boggling. Because so many minor things. If he had a little bit of operational security, so many things that they did here, like none of this would be admissible in court. None of this would be a story. There would be nothing. This is like a very high bar to clear as a felony. And yet, due to sheer incompetence and pure idiocy, the sense of entitlement that he has in conducting himself in this way, frankly, the low effort that he's put into doing such things has caused him to offer the Manhattan DA like a legitimate court case. The Fox Dominion lawsuit is the same way. Tons of internal emails from Fox talking about how illegal and fucked up what they're doing is. Yeah. Trump makes the Clintons look like crime savants. They are crime savants. That's the difference between like crime and like what is technically permissible yet still immoral that the wealthy and the oligarchs and corporations engage in on a daily basis, and how they manipulate the rules in a way that suits their criminal misconduct versus what Donald Trump does. It's like the same exact principle behind Dinesh D'Souza going to federal prison for campaign finance violations when the entire system is designed in a way for a rich person to give unlimited funds to a specific politician running. You have to be cartoonishly stupid in the way that you are doing criminal things or illicit behavior, in the way they're engaging in illicit behavior to actually get prosecuted for this shit, dude. They designed the system to allow you to get away with it. All the contractors he hasn't paid since the 80s should ride this wave and class action him. The funniest part about that, and I was thinking about this as well, the funniest part about this is that Donald Trump notoriously is bad at paying contractors, like famously. He always refused to pay contractors and get away with it. And I think in this circumstance, him trying to do that to Stormy Daniels might be his downfall. Dude, he literally tried to not pay Stormy Daniels because he was like, yeah, after the election, it doesn't matter. And that elevates this from a misdemeanor to a felony. Oh, Trump is speaking already? Where the fuck? Where is it? He's not even talking yet, you fucking... I'll save you, Mr. President. I'm here. The Patriots are alerted. We are rising up, Mr. President. Mr. President, I apologize for my Uncle Hank, my Uncle David Pecker, for being a fucking rat snitch.
Russia, Russia, Russia. Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Impeachment hoax number 1. Impeachment hoax number 2. The illegal and unconstitutional raid on Mar-a-Lago, right here. They're lying to the FISA courts, relentlessly pursuing Republicans.
Okay, we've been listening into the former president as he makes remarks at Mar-a-Lago. We initially took this event thinking he was going to talk about the indictment today.
What?
In Manhattan, it has turned
no,
into a speech of
fake news. Fake news media. They pulled the plug on him.
Lastly, I'm under investigation. This time a civil investigation by another racist in reverse, who also campaigned on "I will get Trump."
Racist in reverse. A reverse racist. Anti-white racism is alive and well, folks. I'm gonna be honest, by the way. Reverse racism, as far as like mania goes, is infinitely a better strategy than like constantly talking about the genitals of teenagers. Americans will eat the reverse racism shit up, dude. Straight up.
And this is where we are right now. I have a Trump-hating judge with a Trump-hating
He hasn't even like
family.
Incited violence against this fucking judge. He truly has fallen off. He hasn't even incited violence against the judge's family, Alvin Bragg. He hasn't said something that like he could try to defend with plausible deniability. Like he's not doing any of that.
If you took the 5 worst presidents in the history of the United States and added them up, they would not have done near the destruction to our country as Joe Biden and the Biden administration have done.
I'm afraid this is quite mid. Trump is outsourcing it to Chat GPT. It does read like Chat GPT.
With all of this being said, and with a very dark cloud over our beloved country, I have no doubt, nevertheless, that we will make America great again. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
No way that's it.